¿Qué dice, gente? ¿Qué dice? Hoy vamos a reaccionar a ese Mike está ahí, Aston Martin DB12, un chuzo, un chuzo. A ver, se adelanto un poquitillo, más o menos es de que el Mae compró el bichillo porque Aston Martin lo chocó. Creo que, bueno, ahorita no recuerdo muy bien, pero me parece que como que fue una prueba o algo así, lo chocaron y lo mandaron a subasta. Entonces, vamos a ver qué pasó. Vamos a poner el videillo. Vamos a ver.
Aston Martin crashed this brand new DB12. It then went to an auction and I bought it.
Bueno,
And attempted to rebuild it in 24 hours.
igual,
10 hours left, but we failed.
no
On
pudieron.
top of that, car doesn't start. Even after fitting all new parts, it still wouldn't go. Is that the closest we're gonna get? And 6 months later, it still doesn't run. And we
6
still
meses
don't know
después.
why. The only thing
Pero
is,
estaba lindo el
Aston Martin
proyecto.
have told us
Bien lindo.
that they did take a rear bumper off a DB12 before and then it didn't start afterwards. Which would say to me that we need to build the complete
Es una
car up
belleza.
before we even attempt to start it. But the last thing I thought is that we'd be forced to go back to Aston Martin themselves.
Ah,
Right now,
aunque este mismo Mae tiene un Vantage, creo que es. Aston, siempre digo Aston, es Aston Martin Vantage. Creo que sí, creo que es uno de esos. Y es un chuzo, me gusta más, pero este también está lindo. Ojo, sigamos, vamos a adelantar un poquillo.
I'm building up an oil cooler. Parts that we've got the DB12s. So a lot of the parts. Radiator, well, it's an
Semejante radiadora.
comrade. This one is going to go on here. There is an insane amount of
Y
radiators.
qué montón,
on this
sí,
car. The
hay
engine
muchos.
in it is a 4-litre V8 with 2 turbos on it. But it seems to require a load of cooling. On top of the radiators on the side
Montón.
of the car. And
1,
in the
2,
middle,
3,
is now one
4,
I'm putting
5,
on
6, 7,
underneath.
8. 8 que se
I have
vean.
no idea what each of these radiators do, but it's clear when they were developing the car.
Porque son 2 aquí, me parece. Puede ser que sea 1. Aquí hay 2. Bueno, no sé si estamos viendo. Sí, creo que sí. Bueno, arriba 2, en el centro 2 y abajo 1. Y después a la derecha tiene 2 y a la izquierda tiene 2. Entonces 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, me parece. Qué montón. Exagerado.
Obviously needed them.
Ahí van a poner otro.
Stop there. Along with that lower radiator,
Yes.
there's an upper radiator. I assume both turbos are water cooled and tend to get pretty hot because they're sat on top of the engine. Right, that's an engine rad. An aircon rad. Cooling rad for turbos. More radiators, oil cooling. Radiators on this side. Radiators behind that. There's enough radiators for a 5-bedroom house on this car, so it's all on, and we're hoping
Exagerado.
now it's watertight. Now that that's on, we should be able to start
Vamos a adelantar un poquillo.
building the rest of that's that important sensor. We've had it on some cars where if this isn't plugged in, it can cause loads of issues. The engine management light can be on, and the fans are constantly running because the car has no idea
Me falta
what the
el
outside
faro derecho.
temperature is. So it sort of
Adelantar.
goes into chances of
Ahí está.
that this needs coding.
Yes.
You reckon?
Yeah.
No.
Qué grandes.
Though. Might work.
What, can't British do coding?
Ay, no le puse los subtítulos.
Go in there, like that.
We're going to plug it in,
Ahora sí.
see if the new headlight works.
Do you think it's going to work or do you think it's going to need coding?
Work.
Optimistic.
And the moment.
¿Trabajará?
Whoa!
¿Y si prendió? No me acordaba si prendía o no. Ya lo vi, pero si no me acordaba.
See? Told you.
Qué bueno. Es que a veces tienen que codificarlos. Es un dolor.
Yeah, all of it's working.
Qué belleza. Hasta yo hubiera aplaudido. Es que no hay, qué lindo que se ve.
It's the little wins that count. And if the headlight doesn't need coding, we might be lucky with a lot of the other things we're about to fit.
Next job, fixing the seat because the motor spindle got bent in the
Calentemos un poco.
accident.
Creo que lo van a tratar de prender.
Motor, nothing happens. So just to check that it's not the motor which is the problem, my dad's going to unbolt it from the bottom of the rail and then put power to it then. And we can see it actually works.
Yes.
So the issue must be with the spindle.
Can you see the spend going out right now?
Oh,
Está un
yeah,
poquito
it's
doblado
bad.
al final.
Isn't it?
Do you think that's why it's getting caught?
And that's why it's not winding all the way to the end.
Because that spindle is slightly bent from the accident,
Sí,
the
sí,
motor
se ve.
hasn't
Ahí
got
se ve
enough
más.
power to turn it. So we need to try and get that perfectly straight.
Calentar un poquillo.
It's gonna find the center.
Vamos a arreglar. Este más es buenísimo para...
If Bob can fix this, then it saves us
Arreglar las
a
varas.
whole new seat rail.
Es Bob el
These
constructor.
aren't available to buy separately.
Pero
Small
estará pegado.
adjustments here and there with a little hammer. And eventually, he got it spot on.
Spot on.
And whilst the seat was out, I wanted to get another job done.
Battery. The battery on this is absolutely deaded. So I've got a Duracell one. Extreme Agum.
The battery in this car is behind the driver's seat and underneath the rear passenger one. So it's a good time to replace it.
Calentemos un poquillo. Por aquí más o
Get
menos.
that separate. Because of that, had to buy a full new mirror just for this trim here, just for that.
Ya.
The only thing I need to
Se
do
jodió
now
esa
is
parte
either
ahí.
decide, take the glass out of this one and put it onto that one, or take the bottom trim off of this one and put it on this one. Which I think that's going to be the easier option because these are the frameless mirror glasses which Aston Martin have decided to use because they think they look cooler, but I really don't think anyone's going to notice.
I decided to take the trim off the new one
Here's the old mirror.
and then put the trim onto the old one. I've got to slide the camera into the trim, then refit it onto the old mirror.
Okay, that is together. I can see why the bottom one got lost because it's only held in with the tiniest
Calentamos un
little
poco.
clip.
Leave it, and then adjust the camera to where I think it might be in the right
Qué largo es, ¿verdad?
And looking at it on screen, I think we got it right the second time. Next thing,
Una cámara como que
onto
no.
the driver's side mirror. We plugged that all into its control unit, bolted it in place, but we had a problem with this one.
Yeah, this one doesn't work.
Sí, como que no está funcionando
No.
esa cámara.
I didn't know whether it was a problem with the actual camera, so I got the old wing mirror and plugged that directly into the wiring to see if that would work.
Right.
Y para
But
probarla.
nothing. Whether the camera was a new one or an old one, it still didn't seem to work. I then plugged the right-hand side camera into the left-hand side wiring to see if it would work.
Oh,
Y si bretea.
that works.
And it did.
So it's a problem with that. Right. So this
Cables.
is the camera wire here.
Voy a adelantar. Vamos.
Okay. So that doesn't work.
Randomly, we thought, let's test the theory of that all the cameras need to be plugged in. So my dad's plugging in the wiring for the front bumper, then I'm going to go round and plug the camera into that wiring.
Let's see if this... All the cameras are the same part number. Let's see if that works.
And it actually worked.
Ah, sí
Oh
funca.
my god, guys, it's working. All of them, they're all working. They're all working, guys. Yeah, look, the mirror one's working, everything.
This one.
Look, it's working.
What the hell?
All of them plugged in, but the left one works, but the right one doesn't when the front one isn't plugged in.
So the left wing mirror camera works on its own without anything else being plugged
¿Ya
in.
funciona
But
todo?
the right camera needs the front bumper wiring to be plugged in and to enable it to work.
Really clean door card.
That's what we're up against at the minute.
Vamos a adelantar.
And we're
Airbags in the car connected, and what
Y
we're
hay que
looking for
cambiar
after that
airbags,
is
sí.
the light to go red when we press the foot on the brake, which means that it's all clear to start. Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know.
To get the old airbag out, we just push a screwdriver in.
Metemos un poco.
Let's try that, I guess. See if that goes. We might need to clear codes, but let's see. Let's see what happens. See what happens.
La cambiaron.
So I'm looking for the start-stop button to illuminate red when I put my foot on the brake.
There we go.
But
Pero
nothing.
Okay,
Ya
we've still got
prende.
nothing. I'm going to plug in the diagnostic tool, see what codes are left, and then if that don't work, we've got to continue with the front bumper.
claro, claro.
And I
Lo
remembered,
mejor.
there's a problem with trying to read this car.
Porque a veces
Mine won't read
también
this still.
hay que poner todo para que funcione.
It's not got
A veces.
DB12 on there. what we're going to do, instead of put the bumper on just yet,
Cuando son muy avanzados, a veces
what we're
pasa.
going to do is plug in everything for the front bumper.
A ver.
Let's plug everything in this loom, and then that should be most of the stuff plugged in. It should trick it to think the front bumper's on.
I think when you put your foot on the brake ready to start the car does a load of safety checks to make sure that it's okay to go.
Okay.
So we're just
Vale,
trying to
entrar un poco.
eliminate all.
Might not let you go forward.
What?
Let's plug into dips, and it might tell us. Plug into dips? Yeah, we're going to plug. Let's plug into dips, and it might tell us if we've got any crash data still on there or something.
Now, Dips' diagnostic tool will read the Aston Martin.
Creo que no aprendió. Este ma es un bicho. Este ma es el que codifica. Creo que, no sé si lo hemos visto en otros videos, pero me parece que sí. Este ma es el que codifica. En caso de que haya errores o descodifica, trata de desbloquear y es un bicho. Es un bicho este ma.
We've now got one on airbag.
Because we've got faults for ABS and airbag, I can only think this is all to do with that airbag module. If you remember on the Range Rover, we actually had to remove the airbag module, and Dips had to directly plug into the pins on it to cancel the crash data. And that might be the case with this Aston Martin.
Normally you can clear the crash data on like Volkswagen and Audi cars, like when they're a lot older, through plugging into the OBD there. But the newer the cars get, they don't want people doing that. So what they do is they sort of put a security on the car to stop you from actually clearing the crash data there, which then means you've got to entice more labour into getting the airbag module out, so then Dips can go directly onto the airbag module, bypassing that OBD. So he's effectively hacking the device.
Hacking again.
So Dips is going to find out first whether we can actually do this through the OBD.
No, they're all so basically that icon there on the left hand, on the right hand side, shows that it's got to be read via bench mode.
I'm going to have a look under there and see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Start stripping.
Fun! Okay, so we can't cancel the crash data off by just using the OBD reader. We've got to get this
van a
airbag
sacar la
module
vara.
out, and Dips has got to read directly onto it. The problem is, this airbag module is
Eso es un
hidden
desmadre.
right underneath the dashboard. So it's
Voy a
a lot
adelantar un
of
poco. Mientras este ma
Even the dealers haven't got access to clearing it.
quita todo el
And this
desmadre.
has become more
Tiene que
and
quitar
more
ese montón de
common.
cosas.
The newer the cars get, the less they want DIYers to work on them. Everything has to go back to the main dealer.
It's not looking like we can get to the airbag module easily.
It looks like we're going to have to unbolt this whole
Huh,
aluminium
parece.
frame which holds the
Quitar
dashboard
esas
to the
varas es un
chassis of the
dolor.
car.
Adelantar
This
un
is
poco.
the crash one that's been taken off the road.
Yeah, we're out.
But we're fighting against it. And finally, we've got the airbag module out.
Es
It's
Mercedes.
actually a Mercedes-Benz airbag module, which could be good news for Dips, because these Mercedes airbag modules are used on a lot of older Mercs. His machine will then tell him what pins he needs to put his tool onto, and there's loads of pins on this airbag module.
Qué loco.
Then that'll read the faults that are on it.
Seatbelt pretensioner, deployment.
Once he's read the faults, we've just got to clear them.
Oh,
Failed.
Error.
But the clear
Madre
failed,
más.
and we don't know why. If
Eso
we're
debe
not
ser
able to clear
huevadísimo.
this crash data, it looks like we may have to buy a whole new airbag module.
Yeah, good. I'm wondering if you give me a price on this part number out of the DB12. It's an airbag module.
So I haven't got a price for it. If it is that one, it's 971.98 plus the VAT.
Whoa, okay.
No, it's not doing it.
Mil.
You're gonna have to order one.
Here's
Mil.
the situation then. I've ordered an airbag module from Aston Martin. Doesn't come for 4 days. On top of that, it needs to be coded to the car. The only people that can code it to the car are Aston Martin. On top of that, they've just rang me and said there's a recall on all these DB12s for a software update. So they're going to kind of need to update the software to code it to the car. The software update takes 2 days, apparently. And it's
dos
only
días mucho.
free if you've got warranty on the car. I don't know if I've got warranty on this car because it's crash damage. So we are really in a predicament now, and it's going to go into Aston Martin's hands. So the only thing we can do at this precise moment is build this car up, because they are not going to
Claro.
touch it, and they're going to find any excuse for why this car don't start
Adelantar
if
un
we've
poco.
not built
The front bumper
Voy a empezar
without
a-
it moving all over the place. and then both of them
Y
together.
armar todo el
to
carro.
get the main part of the wrap on.
Adelantar un poco más.
Angle.
Uf, qué lindo que se ve.
About there. This is a walloping badge, isn't it?
I say it's good.
Yeah, I think that's about good. That looks really classy, that does.
That is extremely classy.
That is extremely classy.
Qué lindo se ve, sí.
I almost want to do my calipers that colour. Ooh,
That'd be very classy.
That'd be so classy. What colour are they now? Red. Oh, that's charming.
Bumper complete. And this
Bueno.
really is going to make the car. All we've got to do is fit it. Now I've chose to wrap this car as opposed to paint it. But that doesn't mean in the future I could peel it all off and get the car painted. I just really like this colour of the wrap and it's
Claro,
perfect
perfecto.
for daily use. That's if it starts. But that bumper has made a huge difference. Just got to make a few small adjustments to get the body lines perfect.
Qué lindo que
That's
se ve.
almost job done there.
It's a good looking car.
Levantemos un poco.
On the left side it's gloss black, but on the right side, where all the damage was, we replaced the black one for a carbon fibre one.
Take
Very
off the
lindo.
gloss one, the gloss black one, and we'll upgrade it to matte carbon to match the mirrors as well. Race car. Classy race car.
Now the strange thing about the history on this DB12 is that we can see that the car vertical report was pretty much... You can see how
Levantemos un buen poco.
to hold it in place.
So here
Bueno, ahí
is
estaban
the
poniendo el
new
vidricillo.
airbag module from Aston Martin, 940 something pound plus VAT, and this has got to be coded to
Casi
the
1000
car.
libras
The
más.
only thing we can do is put this
Un montón de
and try
harina.
it. The worst that's going to happen is the airbags blow up.
Now, interestingly, the old airbag module is a different part number to the new airbag module. What that means, I don't know. But all we do know is that these modules are locked to the VIN number of the car. So it's impossible to buy a second-hand one and get it working with your car. But this module will be virginized, so it's not coded to anything at the minute. But there is
Que tiene que ser
potential
totalmente
it might
nuevo.
work without the
Si no, no les va a
coding.
funcionar.
Shall we test the Fira?
Can I get out the car?
Nope.
Como les había explotado una vez,
Ready?
los
We're looking for the
Airbags
start-stop
están con
button
miedo
to
que les
illuminate
explote de
red.
nuevo.
But it
Qué
didn't.
loco.
But after I plugged my diagnostic tool in, we found something.
Right, crash engine start block because of crash event. Okay, let's try it. Come on, come on, come on.
We can see that starting the car is blocked due to a crash event, but it's giving me the option now to reset it. But when we tried, it
Error.
failed.
It's not
No.
successfully.
Claro.
Damn.
Plantar
At
eso
least we know
poco.
now it's in case win- And then we're going to take the lever off the broken one and add it to the white leather one, and hopefully then we'll have a decent A-pillar trim. Let's go. So here are the two trims that we've got. The black trim
Claro.
has damage to it, which you can see here, but the white trim doesn't. So the lads are removing the white leather off the undamaged trim.
Look at that. I did that all by myself.
And they've then got to pull the black leather off the damaged trim.
Claro.
And it saves money as well. And the outcome isn't bad at all. So well done to the lads on that one. Now I can refit it. It slides up
no lo
into the
dejaron tan
car,
mal.
clips into place, and there's a few bolts
Están ahí
which hold it in.
marquillas, pero
And
todo
that
ahí.
is the interior, pretty much complete.
Final pieces. And if this car starts up, we don't want it to overheat. And we're about to find out whether we've successfully put on all those radiators okay and all the coolant hoses okay.
Al
Because
final es un carro que se va a dejar
as long
este
as all
mae.
those radiators are there,
Adelantar un poco.
To show no leak.
yeah,
But it weren't looking good.
right. Yeah, we've got a leak. We have
Sí,
got a leak
ahí suena.
somewhere.
That's one of these pipes.
Ahí suena.
There's a hole in this one. So we think we've got a hole in this pipe because we lost vacuum really quick.
Sí, perdieron vacío.
Oh yeah. There we go. And
Voy a adelantar un
that
poco.
is
Ahí
why
fijo la
vacuum
regla.
test-
Pipe, and then right down underneath the car. My dad's cutting off the one-use clamp, as it was just a lot easier to do that way. Then I could pull it off over the coolant pipe and remove it from the T-piece. And instead of buying a whole new one, I think I had a solution.
La cortan.
The bit that had the hole
Se la hace
in,
más pequeña.
I cut through it. So now the hose
también lo haría, claro.
shorter, but
Si da todo bien.
might work. It might actually work. Give it a go. It wasn't the straightest cut because I didn't think it was going to work. So now the hose is slightly
Adelantar un poco. Ahora sí deberían de tener vacío.
Now I don't think it's that vital to actually vacuum fill this car. The only reason you vacuum fill it is if you've got radiators right at the front of a car and you fill in the coolant at the back, you get a big airlock in. But because this coolant reservoir tanky thing is so high up at the front, most of the air will go out anyway. But that's a good way of telling if there's any holes in your hoses without making a mess and finding out by pouring coolant all over the
Claro.
floor. And look at that.
Sí, con huecos
Collapsed, stay
va a
collapsed. My
va a
hose
empezar a
literally works.
regar todo el coolant
No one
a lo
would
que le he
know.
hecho.
Add the, which goes
Adelantar.
into onto the
Vea, me voy a adelantar. Vea, lo voy a trazar para que vean qué lindo. Es que no ven. Vean. Vean.
DB12. There's a few final things we need to do. Let's go see it.
Qué lindo. Una belleza. Una belleza. Qué carro más lindo.
That looks absolutely unreal.
Puerta
It's one of the
abierta.
best looking cars we've ever finished, and it doesn't even run. Now, we're doing what I didn't want to do. We're going to the main dealer because it's out of our hands now. God knows what they're going to charge us, and God knows whether they can even do it themselves anyway. This is something that not even Aston Martin have attempted yet. It's a crashed DB12. It doesn't use any software from any other car. It's only
bueno.
DB12 software. I could only have everything crossed now because who knows when this car's going to be back.
No, qué lindo. Voy a adelantar un poco. Claro, lo tienen que llevar remolcado.
It's down to the main dealer now. It's out of our hands. This could be insanely expensive or just a 5-minute job for them. We can only hope.
Alright, let's just see if we can get it going. Full start.
We're not seeing
No pueden grabar, por eso están así.
it's going to get going. Yeah. I reckon plug in, crash data cleared, and it's going to go. We'll see.
I'm not saying it will start.
No.
I mean, we can give it a go.
Right, she's at Aston Martin now, and they're going to try and give her a go today and plugging it in and see if we can get her going. It could be the case of just clearing crash data, clearing all the faults, and then it might start. That's plan A, but plan B is might be staying here. Fingers crossed.
Let's see
Sorry?
what the guys can do.
Adelantar un poco.
Oh, we're going to have to leave it. In the meantime, we're looking at very expensive ones. Extremely expensive ones. You joking? You're
Lo arreglaron.
Oh my god.
Within a matter of 10
Ah,
minutes,
qué lindo.
the car was running.
Look at her. She's actually running. We were defeated. We were defeated. The whole point is we try and
Qué bueno.
avoid the main dealer, but sometimes you have to give in. This is like, it's what it's come to. They want you to take the cars to the main dealer because DIYers, they don't want DIYs. But we're about to take her on a first drive, just for a little rip
Es como que
round. The fix was
hacen todo lo
literally
que sea para que
clearing
vos los
the
lleves.
crash data. That's all it needed to do. It needed
Entre más
the
nuevos es
airbag
así.
module in there, so we needed to do that. We needed to code the airbag module to the car, then clear the crash data. But because we've fitted loads of new stuff, the guys have said that it's got.
Es que al final hicieron de todo.
So we don't know how well it's going to drive. It might be in limp mode, but I'm excited. The DB12 is actually running.
I can't believe
Claro.
it runs.
I can't. No way. We've got every light on the dash. Oh yeah, it is getting a bit hot.
It's getting hot.
Yeah. Look, there's a temperature gauge on there. Look.
Todavía tienen lucecillas.
It's driving.
Pero
it's driving.
obvio lo tienen
It
que
doesn't
manejar.
sound the healthiest, I'm
Qué
gonna
bueno.
admit.
This is the first time this car's actually drove since the accident.
Oh,
Qué
yeah, we're
tuanis.
definitely in a limp mode.
Really?
Yeah. It feels well smooth, doesn't it? Oh yeah, what a car.
Uf, qué belleza de carro, de verdad.
We're driving the DB12, my new Aston Martin, for the first time. We've just put on, I don't know how many miles it's got on it now, 41 miles, guys.
41 millas nada más.
41 miles.
And the
Como
best part
60
about this,
kilómetros,
I
una
think we
cosa
grabbed
así.
a bargain. The DB12 was £60,000. We already spent £62,000 in parts, which totaled to £122,000. And the only thing
Yeah.
extra we had to buy was this airbag module for £940, which brings the total for this DB12 of £122,940.
75 millones de colones, más o menos.
And if you look for a DB12 around this mileage now, they're over
El más barato.
£170,000. We've just
Puede
got to
salir
collect
mejor.
the final bill up from Aston
Claro.
Martin for actually starting the car.
But because of this, I think one car has got to go. And it's
Eh,
going to
bueno.
go to one of you guys.
Ah, ven, y aquí, este es el Vantage.
My Aston Martin Vantage.
Es una
I didn't wanna
belleza.
have to do
Me
it.
encanta también,
Now,
es precioso.
One of you are going to be joining the Aston
Así este
Martin
mae aquí lo
Club.
iba
What
a
a
rifar.
car this
Pero
Vantage has
lo malo es que
been.
estas
We've had it
rifas
for so long now,
son
but
solo
now it's
para-
time for one of you to
Estas rifas son
continue
solo
the
para
journey. It's £9.95.
la gente de Inglaterra. Este mae debería hacerlas para todo el mundo.
The live draw is next week. One Aston Martin in.
Y nada más uno se importa el carro.
I've kept this Vantage
Claro,
for
debe ser
such a long time
carísimo,
now,
pero
and I just hope the DB12
imagínate ganar eso.
can live up to how good this Vantage was. So I'm sure one
Una
of you guys
belleza.
are going to enjoy it.
Carrazo,
Thanks so
¿verdad?
much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button.
Denle ahí el botón, señores. Y no, eso es todo, señores. Un chuzo de carro, un chuzo de video. Bueno, dos chuzos de carros, un chuzo de video. Este mae le pone un montón a arreglar estos carrillos así tan exóticos. Y empezó con carros normales, como cualquier otra persona. Sin más gente, de verdad. Ojalá que puedan dejar ahí un like y un comentario. O con solo suscribirse, de verdad. Les agradecería muchísimo. Ahí nos estamos hablando, gente. Éxitos. Nos vemos. Éxitos.